Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to News 5 Now. Let's get right to your headlines on this Thursday afternoon. 200,000 cans of green beans being recalled. Plus, an execution is scheduled tonight in Florida. And Mobile police have identified a homicide victim and suspect. Let's get right to News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh. Glad to be with you this afternoon. We did not see you today at noon because we have NCAA basketball, but we will be back for the 4 on 5 and our 5 o'clock show, but we will not have a 6 o'clock show tonight because of basketball. So we're in that season of March Madness where our schedule is a little wonky. So if you don't see us on TV, don't panic. It's just for that day because of basketball, but tomorrow we won't have a noon show either. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Let's get right to today's headlines. Our big stories at this hour. Number 5, Del Monte Foods is recalling nearly 200,000 cans of Target's Good and Gather cut green beans. The Food and Drug Administration says the product may be contaminated with a foreign object. The recalled cans were distributed in 21 states and have a best of use by date of October 28, 2026. Number 4. Florida lawmakers are one step closer to making it a felony to abandon a dog during a natural disaster. The state Senate advanced Troopers Law yesterday, sending it to the state House for a vote. The bill was filed after a bull terrier, later named Trooper, was found abandoned and chained on the side of I-75 near Tampa during Hurricane Milton. The measure includes severe penalties for anyone who abandons a dog during a natural disaster, including up to 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Number 3, a Florida man is set to be put to death tonight, more than 30 years after he killed an 8-year-old girl and her grandmother. Edward James is scheduled to be executed by lethal injection tonight at Florida State Prison in Rayford. James was sentenced to death for killing Tony Nooner and Betty Dick in September of 1993. At the time, he was renting a room in Dick's house. Court records show James drank heavily and used drugs before returning to his room and later killing the victims. He then stole Dick's car and jewelry. James was captured in California more than 2 weeks after the murder. Number 2, Foley leaders plan for the city's municipal elections to return to City Hall, 5 years after the elections were moved to the event center during the COVID pandemic. This week, the City Council voted to read an ordinance to establish the polling place for this year's election. The Council still needs to approve the measure. The city's polling location was moved to the Foley Event Center in 2020 to allow social distancing for the pandemic. Voters head to the polls in August. And number 1. Mobile police have identified the man killed on Colgan Street yesterday evening. Officials say 23-year-old Cedric Red was shot and killed by 24-year-old Daquan Thomas. Police were called to Colgan Street just before 6:30 last night for a shooting. Red had already been taken to the hospital by personal vehicle where he later died. And that is a look at our big stories at this hour. All right, everybody, it's time for our question of the day as well as our poll of the day. And our question of the day has to do with a Disney live action film. Let's see what it is. Snow White hits theaters Friday. What is your favorite Disney live action release? I know a lot of people love these live action releases. What's your favorite? Benjamin, I love a lot of the great Disney classics, but I have not watched any of the remakes. Bedknobs and Broomsticks or Mary Poppins. The Mary Poppins sequel was good. Aladdin, summer, yes, Aladdin was amazing. And I loved Beauty and the Beast as well. Michelle says, how many times can you replay these? Karen says her family's not a fan of the live action remakes. Lisa's not going to see it. She likes the original just fine. Mulan and Aladdin were the favorites for Rachel Jane Lee. Ron doesn't like any of them. Shannon doesn't like any of them. And Adrian liked the new Cinderella. So we got a lot of good responses on that one. You know, it just kind of takes getting used to, because I agree. I love things kind of the way they were. But when I've watched some of the remakes, I'm like, I kind of get it. They're really good. And I agree about Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast were so great. Mulan was great. So sometimes it is kind of fun to see how Disney reimagines these films that certainly are classics. All right, we're going to get to our poll of the day right now. And we have mentioned to you that the JFK assassination files were declassified yesterday, and they're in the National Archives. Do you plan to read those documents? Yes or no? Yes or no? We want to hear your opinion about that, and you can go and cast your vote. I do intend to read some of the files. I just haven't had a chance to yet, and but I do find that they will be interesting, so I do plan to read some of them. But do you? Let us know. If you would like to vote in our poll of the day, just go to our WKRG Facebook page or WKRG.com and let us know. You can also answer our question of the day. And of course, we will reveal the results of our polls, and we will we will go ahead and read more of your comments tonight during News 5 Now at 5:30. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me for News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh. I'll see you back tonight for News 5 at 5 o'clock.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips.